mist is rising on the mountainside. Leaves are blooming in the ash tree. Robin's looking for something sweet. Where I'm sitting beneath the eaves, not one drop will find me. A little seedling is breaking through, persistent as the thought of you. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind, you know. I go walking through the trees, the water dances over stones. The April morning is clean and new, but a breeze has brought the thought of you. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind, you know. I sat down by the riverside, fearing I could drink it dry and still not be satisfied. The banks are full with all this rain. If they'll overflow, I can't say. The crickets calling in the firelight, and a long and gentle sleep tonight. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind. Yeah, you're still on my mind, you know. You know. Still on my mind, you know.
Let me tell you about my angel, the one you never see, my everyday companion, living deep inside of me. She guides me through the trenches, she gets me out of every mess. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Well, she leads me on my journey, she leads me to the goal. She's always on the money, never leaves me in the cold. And every time I listen, I wind up being truly blessed. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. I'm at the fork in the road, I gotta make a choice. So much going on, I don't heed her voice, so I'll make a wrong turn. I'm feeling lost and afraid, and I hear my angel calling, recalculate. When I gotta pay attention, 'cause it's powerful stuff. I gotta turn it on, and I gotta turn it up. 'Cause every time I do it, you know I'm guaranteed success. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Play it for me, folks. You bad boy. Well, I'm floating, lost and lonely. I'm drifting in the dark. Will I ever find a harbor? I don't see it on the chart. With some saying no, but someone else is whispering yes, yes, yes. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, crystal clear and never muddy. She's my Watson, she's my Tano, never tardy, always pronto. She's my Sherpa, she's my guide, never runs and never hides. Truly awesome, she's the best, she's my personal GPS. My personal GPS. She's my personal GPS. Yes, she is. She's my personal GPS. Yes, yes.
The night is louder than it's been before. I hear it knocking on my walls and doors, saying soon enough, it's time to go. But these... Good evening, everyone.
Hey, hi all.
Welcome to another episode of Inside Live with Alice.
And Freebo, and that's me, and that's her, and we're great to be here, and we're glad you're here too. And we're going to start you off with some music, right, Alice?
Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. We've got a great show tonight.
We do.
Thank you for watching on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, we'd love if you'd take a second to share the show and say hi to us in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for being here. If you're listening on the radio at WPVM FM in Asheville, North Carolina, we're happy to have you.
One of our favorite little towns. We love it.
I want to get the words. Hold on. Okay, I can explain. I wrote a new verse and I just panicked for a second that I was totally going to forget them. Okay, I am ready.
Take two.
That was the smooth start that I just knew we were going to have to that show.
And it's going to be a great show.
I walked out in a storm the other night. I walked out into the river as it raged above its banks the other night. I was sure the current would part around my waist, but I reached out for your hand. I admit I was afraid. Strong swimmer though I know myself to be. Hey darling, you've been away so long. Hey darling, you've been away so long. See how the trees have grown since you've been gone. Well, I went down to the water's edge. I went down to the water as the sun sank low behind the ridge. The last deep breath of summer lies blazing in the sky, and one step towards those mountains and I'd grow the wings to fly. Every whisper of the waves upon the shore tells me so. Hey darling, you've been away so long. Hey darling, hey, you've been away so long. See how my garden's grown since you've been gone. Looking back on all these years, well, it plays out like a movie, and somehow in a blink it disappears. And when you're in the moment, it's so hard to read the signs. Just need that perspective that you only gain in time. I'm just trying to build a life that lets me follow who I am. Hey darling, you've been away so long. Been away so long. See how the trees have grown since you've been gone. See how the trees have grown since you've been gone. Thanks, everybody. That was a bit of a redo of an old favorite of mine, if you guys have heard that song before, then I added that last verse. I was inspired. What can I say? So that's off my first EP. It's called You've Been Away So Long.
And we just re-recorded that. A little bit of a secret, but just for you guys.
Just
a
saying.
whole different version, which is kind of why we're stumbling around a little bit.
There might be a new version of that song.
Oh, there will be. Come on, there will be.
So, Freebo, would you
Oh,
take a
yeah,
moment to
let's bring
introduce
in our
our
guests.
amazing guests?
StoweGood, and they are so good. StoweGood is so good, and two wonderful friends of mine, Karen Taylor Good, whom I've known for probably close to 10 years. She's a wonderful songwriter and my favorite co-writer of mine, and her partner for the last, I guess, 5 or 6 years,
10.
Stowe Daly.
10?
10.
She said 10 years.
10.
You better put your
I
headphones
better
on.
put my headphones on. Well, anyway, they got together some time ago. We'll let them tell you when they got
guys.
together, but they are absolutely magic together. They write together, they sing together, they play together, they joke around together. Two of my favorite people in the world, Karen Taylor Good and Stowe Daly. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Hi. Thank
Welcome.
you, Freebo, Alice.
Thank you,
Yes.
guys. We're
Oh, we're so glad
delighted
to
to
have
be
you.
here.
Yeah, man, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Great start to the night.
Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Thanks.
we stumbled around a little bit. We're literally just in the studio with that, and there's a whole different thing with drums and I'm
I know.
trying to
You know
change my
when you kind
part
of
and-
hear the rest of the arrangement in your head,
Yes.
and then you look up and you're like, wait, that's not happening right now. It's just me all by myself. Well, you guys, would you be willing to start us out with
Yeah,
one of your
please.
songs?
Yes.
I would love to.
Yes, we would. So, actually, we managed, since there wasn't too much going on last year, we thought, okay, well, let's put out a new album.
Ah,
And so we did. And this is the title cut.
It was inspired by this wonderful Richard Curtis movie called About Time. We highly recommend it.
Oh, what a fabulous movie.
Yeah.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll thank us.
You might even write a song.
Yes. And then after the
Great.
fact, we found this beautiful quote by the author L.R. Knost, K-N-O-S-T. So we're going to start with that. Life is amazing. And then it's awful. And then it's amazing again. And in between the amazing and the awful, it's ordinary and mundane and routine. Breathe in the amazing. Hold on through the awful. And relax and exhale during the ordinary. That's just living. Heartbreaking, soul-healing, amazing, awful, ordinary life. And it's breathtakingly beautiful.
My favorite cup of tea. Kitty curled up next to me. The lawn has all been mowed, and dinner's on the stove. Sunlight dancing through the trees, a geometric tapestry. I take a breath and take it in. I'll never have this day again. It's an ordinary life, simple ordinary life. Nothing special, so it seems, unless you count everything, just a normal day to day. Why it moves me hard to say. It's fabulously plain, amazingly mundane, my extraordinary, ordinary life. Family gathered round, sweet cacophony of sound. Birthday balloons float in the
I slip away with you, and all the stars come into view. We leave our footprints in sand, heart to heart and hand in hand. In this ordinary life, simple ordinary life, nothing special, so it seems, unless you count everything, just a normal day to day. Why it moves me hard to say. It's fabulously plain, amazingly mundane, my extraordinary, ordinary life. Oh, the bliss of ordinariness. We humans come and go. Soon goodbyes replace hellos. And then someday when it's my turn, I'll look back on what I've learned. It's not the great things we achieved, but how we danced and laughed and grieved and held our loved ones close. 'Cause it's love that matters most. In this ordinary life, simple ordinary life, nothing special, so it seems, unless you count everything. When I look back, I'll recall what touched me most of all. It was fabulously plain, amazingly mundane, miraculously bland, unremarkably grand, my extraordinary, ordinary life.
Ah.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
We haven't heard
You-
applause in a long time.
I don't know if you can see the tears in my eyes, but wow, I just, you guys just touched me so. It's like, I mean, it's not only really deep feeling stuff, but it's so musical. I mean, you guys are just to
beautiful.
me, top of the line songwriters. It's as good as it gets, what it's all about. And
Thank you,
man,
Freebo.
it's such a pleasure to know you, really. Been fantastic.
Yeah, we didn't warn everybody just how good they're gonna feel after this show tonight. It's like a medicine. It's so nice. Thank you both.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, that's gorgeous. You know, before we get into some interview, I'm really compelled to play a song to follow that. This is one that Karen and I wrote together, and I had all the music together. I had this double capo thing happening, which I showed to you, Stowe.
Yeah.
And I was just fooling around, and I came up with this really sweet melody, and at the end of the melody, I came up with, "That's what love is." I went, okay, well, that's what the song has to be. And I thought, oh, my God, it's at the end of the line is "That's what love is." So the line before or two lines before it has to kind of rhyme with "love is." And all I could think of what up above is, at a glove is. And I thought, I totally backed myself in the corner. And that's when I thought, I'm going to call Karen Taylor Good because she can help me out of this box
Save me,
canyon.
Karen.
This musical box canyon. And Karen, you came up with some of the best not only false rhyme, but just some wonderful lyrics. And of course, the way this works in co-writing, it, you come up with the liners who all of a sudden that gets my gerbil happening, and I come up with another coming back and forth. And to me, it's a beautiful co-write. And we actually were like 95% of the way there, and it didn't feel quite perfect to me. We couldn't come up, and so I said, I don't know. You said, let's ask Lisa Ashman to come in and finish it. Lisa came up with literally a couple lines, but they were the perfect lines.
Yeah.
And we wound up with a song that I absolutely love, and it's
Me
about
too.
love. And it's called That's What Love Is, and it goes like this. It's a whisper you hear in the midst of your fear, it's revealing. It's a part of the heart, and it's just who we are, it's so healing. It's a power inside, always wins over pride, never judges. And it strengthens and comforts us all. That's what love is. It's a healer of souls, makes the broken ones whole and completed. It's what gives you the strength and the hope when you're feeling defeated. It's a compass and guide, and it won't be denied, so we trust it. It's a light in the dark of it all. That's what love is. And it's patient and kind, and it's deaf, dumb, and blind to the madness. It's the ace of the dealer of truth. It's the healer of sadness. It's a place that you know from so long, long ago, and it's freeing. And you feel when it's there, 'cause you're able to share from your being. And it takes us all higher, and it lifts and inspires all it touches. It's the best part of being alive. That's what love is. And it's patient and kind, and it's deaf, dumb, and blind to the madness. It's the ace of the dealer of truth. It's the healer of sadness. It's beyond right or wrong, and it's not weak or strong. It's not winning. For the young and the old, it's a brave and a bold new beginning. It's the peace and the hope. It's what helps us to cope. It's forgiveness. It's the light that will always endure. It's eternal and simple and pure. That's what love is.
Yay! Wow, I haven't heard that in a while. That was
Gorgeous.
wonderful.
Thank you. And we won a Posse Award with that.
Yes.
Which leads me to a question, because for the uninitiated like myself, what are the Posse Awards?
Posse?
And can you tell us, all three of you, about kind of that?
And what New Thought is.
What is New Thought? What is the positive music world? What does that mean? Tell us about it.
Yeah, Freebo, tell them about it.
No, you tell. You've been in it a lot longer than I. You're
Yeah.
the queen. You're the Posse
Well,
queen.
You know, I mean, it's positive music. It's music. A lot of it has, some of it has a spiritual undertone, but not religious. So it works kind of in those places. What else?
I don't know, but it suits my soul. You know, it's like I spent probably I started writing when I was 11 in the hills of Asheville. And,
yes.
and,
Perfect.
and a lot of the songs I wrote were kind of, you know, sad songs and stuff. And it's like at this time in my life, writing something with a positive message feels good to me. And so this organization, the Empower Music, was, you know, just built around drawing in people that write positive music. So it's, you know, when they have their get-togethers, the annual get-togethers, it's like a lot of people in one place with this positive vibe. It's really, it's very, very powerful.
And it's
Sounds
not always, it doesn't mean happy.
Yes.
Right?
No.
Right.
No, some of them, I mean, some of it is very emotional. Yeah. So it's not the kumbaya kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just deep. It's grown-up music. It's grown-up music.
That's a good way to put it. And I think it's also about, because a lot of my songs do that. I mean, they don't all start off happy. Sometimes they start off with, okay, there's a problem. And
Right.
here's
Yes.
a challenge. And how do you work your way through that challenge, which is about being positive. It's really about saying, wait a second, there exists a way to get through this. And it's up to me, with some help from the universe and some friends, on figuring out how to do it, right?
And man, when you finish writing the song about the thing that was very upsetting, it makes you feel so good. It's like, woohoo! I don't have
And
a
the thing-
problem
What was I
anymore.
upset about?
And the thing that upsets you is suddenly gone.
It's
Yeah.
very
Magic.
cathartic. I
Magic.
find songwriting to be so cathartic, and then when you sing it again, I think every time you get to sort of re-experience that a little bit and live it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Go through it again. Yeah.
Well, why don't you play another song, and then we'll ask a little bit about your songwriting process. And
Oh, it's our
everything.
turn? Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
well, this
Okay,
is kind of like a writers in the round / interview, and
Cool.
we
Okay, we're gonna
want to
do-
get as
we're gonna
much
do-
music in as possible, because you guys are so
That's
damn
great.
good.
Well, see, the song that, the reason, Freebo, that Stowe wasn't in on that beautiful That's What Love Is because that was in my prehistoric era.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
But for the past 10 years, my best friend Stowe has been in my life. And then you came to town, Freebo, and the three of us got to write this. And it has become one of our favorite songs. And oddly enough, it is the song that we have played at the most memorial services and has
Really?
been most requested at memorial services. What do you
Wow.
think of that?
For them's
Well, I
what's
think
got
that's
us.
Freebo,
wonderful
you've made a
because-
name for yourself.
Well, because
as
it-
the
Yeah, it's such an up song too, but it.
Oh, wait till you hear it. I know.
It's deep.
so great.
It's deep in a very comical and brilliant kind
Yes.
of way. Wow.
So
Good.
we
I
were
can't wait.
actually, everybody knows that that we were inspired to write this by one of this century's great sages, right?
Yes, Joan Rivers.
Yes, who said,
She said, life goes by fast. Enjoy it. Calm down. It's all funny.
yeah, so this is your entire life cycle in 2.5 minutes. You start out as a twinkle in your daddy's eye. At 46 chromosomes, your cells divide. You spend 9 months all cozy and warm, so nice and warm. And then you shoot into this world, bang, bang, you're born. It's gonna get crazy, yeah, that's for sure. Life, the great adventure. Now you're 17 and you're growing tall. Hormones are raging and you know it all. You ease past 30 and the drama takes hold. Woe is me, woe. And then you shoot through middle age. Bang, bang, you're old. How did that happen? Wild and crazy, yeah, that's for sure. life, the great adventure, the great adventure. Tragedy meets comedy as love and fear collide. Still you pray the play continues on the other side. Now you've got a novel horizontal view. You're talking to your angels and they're calling you. You're only holding on by a single thread. Take one last breath and then you shoot out of this world. Bang, bang, you're dead. We all go through it, yeah, there ain't no cure. A heck of a journey, one hell of a tour. Totally crazy life. The great adventure. The great adventure. The great adventure. Bang, bang.
I love it. As soon as you guys started playing that in the sound check, I thought, yep, that's a Freebo song for sure. You had a part in that.
enough.
It's a
But it's-
StoweGood Freebo song.
Well, I
It's
just
like a, yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's like your guys' version of the circle game. That's what I was thinking what was happening. It's like that life cycle thing, but totally in your own way. And it's great. I love it.
Well, I just came up with a groove, and you guys come up
That's
with
what I
these
mean. It was a
incredible-
Freebo groove.
incredible
That's what I
lyrics,
meant.
man.
Yeah.
But what else?
But I just want to give a big shout out to Freebo because you changed my guitar and my songwriting life, teaching me about this little partial capo. I mean,
Me too, Stowe.
yes, I mean, I just love it. It's like, and back in the 70s, I dubbed myself the queen of capos, but I didn't know anything about partials. And so many songs have been written with this. So thank you.
Yes, Freebo, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Freebo.
I
agree.
thank you.
My pleasure. Look, it's all about passing it on. Somebody pass it on to me, turn me on, change my songwriting. I pass it on to Alice. Most of
Yeah.
her new songs are
He's
from
the
that.
Johnny
You
Appleseed of
guys,
the
it's
partial
just
capo.
Johnny Capo Seed. So, my pleasure.
That's great. I'm so glad that it works for you guys too. It really
Yeah.
did change my writing. It was just, it's like opens up all these new sounds and you start thinking of new melodies and doing things for me that I didn't really know how to, I'm not a virtuoso guitar player. So it was like, oh my gosh, I can do all these new things now. It was like very empowering.
Yeah.
So
I keep
speaking
trying-
of song, well, go ahead.
No, I just keep trying to find one big enough for the keyboard, but I haven't yet.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah.
You'll need a full capo
you've
for that.
You've got a transpose key on there, right?
Oh, yes, baby. I use it quite a lot.
Well, that's important.
Oh my gosh.
But speaking of songwriting, I wanted to ask you guys, because, obviously there are many methods of songwriting, and sometimes it starts with a groove, and sometimes it starts with a chord progression, sometimes with a melody, sometimes with a lyric line. And obviously you guys write together. So could you just give us a couple examples of your songwriting process, of how it works for you?
Well, it goes several different ways. Sometimes we're talking and we say something that sparks an idea, but more often I would guess that one of us brings an idea in or a little tidbit of a melody or something.
But you get it together, don't you? I mean, you get the words and
Yeah.
the music together.
I have to write. I have to write with my guitar and my hands, basically.
Yeah.
Because that's
And you,
how
Karen?
I process.
I
things.
think more I start over on that keyboard over there on
Yeah,
on the laptop. I think I tend to start with the lyrics.
Huh. It's amazing. Everybody's got a different approach and
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
I
How do you
find,
do it?
Well, I like to sort of do a combination, I guess. I find that usually, like you, Stowe, I sit with my guitar and the words and the sounds kind of come together. There's like a certain perfect way that they feel right.
Yeah.
And then from there, once I have a little bit of a structure, I like sometimes to go just sit with my notebook, because getting away from the guitar, I think, helps me think like, well, what do I really want to say? You know? So I like to do both, I guess. How about you, Freebo?
Well, I mean, That's What Love Is, like I say, started with the music, and I had no idea where to go with the words except that That's What Love Is. I said, okay, that's what the song's about, and I totally needed help. Karen and I have written a couple other songs. One I'll play a little bit later, but for an If Not Now, When? And I had come up with that. It's just an expression. I mean, it's an old, that Rabbi Hillel came up with it, but Julia Cameron uses it in her book, The Artist's Way, and I thought, I want to write a song about that. And I literally came to Karen and said, hey, let's write a song, If Not Now, When? And we can, If Not Now, When? If Not Me, Who? And I think we probably pretty much did the lyrics first. For me, and I'm like you, Karen, once I have the lyrics and lyrics suggest a certain rhythm, then it's easier for me to come up with a melody. I've tried it the other way around, and except for something like That's What Love Is, and again, I got stuck in lyrics anyway, I found that I pretty much have to do lyrics first for the most part. So
Interesting.
Well,
And oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just was going to say that that's one of the joys of writing with a great bass guitar player, with a great guitar player, because if left to my own devices, I write, wrist-slitting ballads. That's where I go. That's all I can do, So yes, it really is. Yeah.
I can
but you
relate
do
to
it
that.
so well.
I
Yeah,
joke
well,
that
thank
the
you.
reason I love to have Freebo with me during a set, because I can like pass it over to him when we need to bring up the mood a little bit. I'm like, I bring it right back down, and then I'm like, here you go, Freebo. Take him back up again. I want to ask a question from the audience, because it's a great question. And it's actually from Freebo's son, Alex, who's watching. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
He was saying that your music is very theatrical. He was just saying, have you ever thought about writing a musical? And I just thought that was such a great question, because I agree.
fun.
I could totally see, I saw some other comments coming in about being able to envision you guys on Broadway or, doing that kind of thing. So has that ever come into your songwriting?
It's come into our consciousness a couple times, and that song in particular, Ordinary Life, seems to,
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it paints a lot of cool pictures, I guess.
It
I
really
remember I came up with the beginning of that song, and I brought it. Well, I was actually afraid to bring it to Karen, because I thought, this sounds like a Broadway song. This does not sound like this doesn't sound like us, And it's like I was turning red, I think, to play it
so
for her. I
glad.
was so embarrassed, and she just loved it, and and added all.
And I said, that sounds like a Broadway song. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Then she
That's a
put
great
brighter shade
question.
of
Thank
red.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gone there yet, but
Let's do that
we're
next.
working on it.
I mean, I think it's a great
I could
idea,
see it.
because I know a lot of your music, and I mean, there's obviously so many different ways. I mean, but that I can hear that song in almost any show at almost any time, in it. But and a lot of your songs are that way. But hey,
Well, thank you.
Cool.
That must be next up.
Yes. Oh, that's great. Should I
I think you
Should I
should play
sing
a song.
something?
Yeah,
Well,
because
actually-
Yes,
these
please.
guys don't really know your music.
Well,
No.
I have one prepared that is not my own
Oh,
song, but it's
very-
something that I thought would be thematically appropriate,
Well, there
given
you
that it
go.
is St. Patrick's Day. And
Here's your seed.
I was told by my grandmother that I am 1/64th Irish. So I'm going to take that percentage and just fully inhabit that for the next 3 minutes. This is a song that I sang a bunch of times live in Boston with Antje Duvakot, who will be a guest on our show next month, we hope. And I love the version by the Waylon Jennings. It's just a classic song, Irish song called The Parting Glass. And I told our sound guy, Brandon, that I was going to do it, and he was excited. So here goes. Oh, all the money that e'er I spent spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I've had, are sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I've had would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. Good night and joy be with you all.
Very nice. Beautiful. Wow.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
What a
That
voice
was
you have.
beautiful.
Beautiful
Oh, thank-
voice. Wow.
I wish you guys could be like right here in the room
Thank
and
you.
just hear the resonance of that voice. It's just gorgeous.
Wow.
Really nice.
Thank you.
I did have the pleasure of hearing her live when you all came to Nashville a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's right.
Quite wonderful.
When, what, where was that? At the
that was at
Bluebird?
Bluebird,
Was it
right?
no? It
No.
was at the Franklin.
That's
It was a little
right.
theater in the Franklin factory.
Oh, yes.
right.
I remember. I know it. Oh, I miss Nashville. What
With-
a great
Mark
place
Jordan.
to be.
Yes.
Mark, I know. We're so excited to go back to Muscle Shoals actually this summer in July. We're going to be
Yeah.
recording my second record, and Mark will be playing on it. And
Oh,
he'll definitely
great.
come through Nashville, so we'll have to have a
Cool.
visit once we're
Yeah.
all vaccinated and we can
Yes.
hang out outside again or something.
Yeah.
Anything.
I look forward to the day.
Yes, us too.
So one more question for you guys: how did you meet, and at what point did you just realize that there was magic there?
Wow. So in the early 90s, I was a staff writer at Warner Chapel Music here in Nashville. And Stowe was a staff writer at BMG down the street. And I had a hit song on the radio with Patty Loveless. She had a hit song on the radio with the group Shenandoah. And our publishers put us together thinking, oh, these women are going to write a hit song for Reba McEntire, and then we will make a lot of money. So we got together and we had so much fun. We laughed. I've never had so much fun in a songwriting session. And we ended up with the most ridiculous, slightly risque song ever. And it's called Honey, I Want Your Money. Guess what? Reba did not cut it. No. Both of our publishers thought we were insane. And then we didn't see each other for 16 years. Probably because that song was so horrible. No, and then, the
Cleanse your
universe
palate.
brought us back in each other's lives. And Stowe's book was just coming out, her book, Flying High. And so I said, oh, well, surely you have written the CD, Flying High, the album, Flying High, to go with your book, right? And she said,
No.
so
Wow.
we got together and
10 years ago this month.
wow,
We wrote Flying. We wrote our second song, and it was so magical. There's when the magic really happened.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time it was fun, but I was just like, oh wow, I feel our chemistry is such that if we get to know each other, that we could just write anything, and that's been true.
And
So-
it's an amazing thing. I mean, you know, my husband Dennis adores this woman. I mean, he calls her wife number 2. And I always say God brought Stowe into my life so I would know what it was like to have a sister who likes me, because I have one who doesn't very much.
Oh,
Hey, family,
But it's
you
been-
don't choose family,
right,
you know?
right.
I know.
Oh, wow. Well, thank goodness for that.
Wow,
I'm glad
that's
you two
wonderful.
found each other.
Same
Yeah.
here.
16 years later.
Yeah.
But Freebo, can I say one thing?
Of course you can.
I just want to say, speaking of family, and I know you know, the first time I met you, I couldn't stop staring at your mouth, because you have my father's mouth and my brother's mouth, including the mustache. I mean, the whole this. And especially now, my brother passed away last year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you.
gosh.
And now you got the mouth that I get to look at. So
Oh,
I'm going to be FaceTiming with you quite often, Freebo, saying, okay,
Please,
let me see your mouth.
I want to see your mouth.
the mask.
I don't want to hear it. I just want to look at it.
I just think it's so funny, given with COVID and everything, if we were hanging out in person, you'd be missing the mouth. So I'm glad we're on Zoom so that you can see it.
Yes.
Aw, yeah.
Oh, what a sweet compliment. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. God, I love you guys.
I
We
do
love
too.
you back.
Family.
Yep.
Okay, I got a song. And
Okay.
this is one that Karen and I wrote together. This is definitely a groove tune. Started with the lyrics and went to a great place. And it rocks. And I've showed Alice a couple things on the bass, on the 5-string fretless bass. So she is going to play that.
And before I do, I'm just going to give a little radio ID.
Radio
'cause
ID,
We are
there we go.
on the radio.
To our Nashville folks.
Asheville.
Did I say Nashville? Asheville, excuse me.
That's an important distinction,
It
as we were
certainly
just
is.
discussing with Stowe. Thank you for listening on WPVM FM in Asheville, North Carolina, 103.7 on the dial, and globally at WPVMFM.org. Thanks for watching on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. We are so happy to have you guys here. If you are listening on the radio, just know that you can watch Inside Live, actually watch us, see our faces, and even join us on Zoom after the show for an after party. If you go to facebook.com/AliceHoweMusic or /Freebo fan page, you can find either of us, or youtube.com/NormansRareGuitars, or look up either of us. It's in a lot of places. We're happy to be everywhere all at once. And if you are enjoying the show tonight, and we hope you are, if you're able to make a donation for the artist tonight, you can find the information in the chat if you're watching online, or you can go to alicehowe.com/support.
Excellent. Okay. And as far as doing any of that stuff, if not now, when?
Wait, let me make sure I'm in the
Ready?
right key. I always get scared.
on.
This thing has no frets, just so we're clear. gotta find where I'm supposed to go.
Ready?
The higher one.
Here we go.
It's the extent of my knowledge.
For you, Karen. When I was a young boy, I had these dreams. Time didn't matter, or so it seemed. Now I'm still a dreamer, like I was back then. But time keeps screaming, if not now, when? Hundreds of heartaches and broken down plans, so many what ifs, and what if I can't? My fear held me captive, caged in a pen.
not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend. Oh no, 'cause I know it's true. I make this vow, I swear it.
Amen.
My time is now. If not now, when? Doubting and blaming, time to let them go. 'Cause this healing journey, it can go so slow. But I hear these voices again and again. They keep on calling. If not now, when? If not now, when? If not me, who? I can't pretend. Oh no, 'cause I know it's true. I make this vow, I swear it.
Amen.
My time is now. If not now, when? Okay, we threw this in, Karen.
Well, I pulled out of Pittsburgh, rolling down that eastern seaboard. Got my diesel wound up and she's running like never before. There's a speed zone ahead, alright, but I don't see a cop in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Got my 10 forward gears and this sweet Georgia overdrive. Taking little white pills and my eyes are open wide. I just passed a Jimmy and White. I've been passing everything in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, it seems like a month since I kissed my baby bye-bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
I could have a lot of lovers, but I don't need no other guy. I could find one to hold me tight, but I could never make believe it's alright. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Tell him, Freebo.
Well, my rig's a little old, but that don't mean she's slow. I got a flame from a stack and my smoke's blown black as coal. Well, my whole town's coming in sight. If you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Okay, back to the bridge. It's time to take this leap of faith without a net. Hello to destiny and goodbye regret. Everybody sing. If not now, when? If not me, who? If not me, who? I can't pretend. I can't pretend, 'cause I know it's true. 'Cause I know it's true. I make this vow. I make this vow. I swear amen. I swear amen. My time is now. If not now, when? I make this vow. I swear amen. My time is now. Oh, whoa. If not now, when? If not now, when? If not now, when?
Woo! Yay! That was cool.
You like that, what we threw in there?
That was very cool.
One day we were just listening to I became obsessed with that version of that song by the man who wrote it, Dave
Dave Dudley.
I only knew the Taj Mahal version, which is way different, and then I heard like the full-on trucker country version, and I just like could not stop listening to it for some reason for like weeks.
Wow.
And so it was stuck in my head, and we were like, wait a minute, let's throw that in the middle.
It fits
Yeah,
right
that's
into
cool.
the
Fits.
It does. Anyway, cool. Well,
And there you are on bass too.
That's very impressive, Alice. Really.
why, thank you, Karen. I'm wish I knew more than I do. It's a work in progress, but I've learned my way around a few of Freebo's songs, and I'm really I enjoy it. As soon as I figured out how fun it is to play the bass, it was like, oh, wait a minute, you have so much. When it's right, it's just like so satisfying.
Yeah, it is. In my next life, I want to be a bass player
Yeah.
or cello.
But what you have to do still, you have to be careful not to smile too much, because when
Oh,
you
yeah,
play the
that's
bass,
right.
there's
That was
just
our-
a certain face that happens. And I noticed Alice kind of started going there. I said, "You're getting it. You're getting it."
I know. When I was first
just kinda
learning
happened.
and we were playing Freebo, it's like, you gotta stop smiling so much. It's like you gotta get that bass face. You gotta.
And as
Just,
soon as she
Bass
stopped
face.
smiling,
Bass
as soon as she stopped smiling, she played twice as well.
I'll be darned. Who knew?
Who knew?
well, I think we got time for one more tune before we are off the radio, but the show continues.
That's right.
So we actually timed it well.
did.
I'm
We
so
timed it.
Good
pleased.
job, guys.
Great.
Yeah.
Would you guys take us not out?
But
But-
take out the radio portion of the show, and
The top of
folks
the hour.
don't go away.
Yes,
and,
take us
and
to the top of the hour.
Yes.
Well, we were talking about earlier about positive music and taking something, Freebo, you brought up taking something that's painful. And so this is a brand new song. We're still learning our way around it, but it was on a somewhat painful subject.
It was. We were on the road whenever that used to happen, and shortly before it shut down. And I don't know, it was one of those, we in the hotel and the lighting sucked, and I was just having a really hard time. I was having a bad hair day and a bad face day, and I just looked and I said out loud, I said, "Oh, God, help me love that woman in the mirror." And Stowe wisely said, hey, I think we need to write that song. And so we did. This might belong in our next Broadway show, too. There's something familiar about her. It might be the eyes. I catch a glimpse of her beauty whenever she smiles. But mostly all I see is staring back at me, helplessly facing the changes. The mirror doesn't lie, trying not to cry, seeing all that time rearranges. Help me love her. Help me love her. Help me see that she's still me.
If she were somebody else, I could easily say, I look at all you've been through, and I'm truly amazed. I give that girl a break, for heaven's sake. Stop trying to change wake up every day, look into her face, give the grace that I'd give a stranger. Help me love her. Help me love her. Help me see that she's still me. She'll be with me until the end. Maybe I should make her my friend. Help me love her. Help me love her. Help me see that she's still me. Lovely human, precious me.
Wow. Wow. Just gorgeous. Mm. Somebody,
So beautiful.
somebody mentioned in the chat, said that's something that every woman at some point in their life goes through. Probably true more of women than of men. I mean, I've done that. I
Men
still do
too.
that, especially
Yeah,
now.
for
But
sure.
But wow, it's just a great example to me of great writing and of taking something that's real and saying, you know what, I'm going to talk about it. That's the elephant in the room, and to take a subject like that and then have a beautiful emotional cushion of that gorgeous music with the subject material. That to me, that's just what
As good as it
art's
gets.
about. It is as good as it gets.
I love your kind of interlocking chorus, like the parts that
Yeah.
you sing too. That's just, I love that.
Thank you,
It's
guys.
fun. Thank
Thank you. Well, we're going to say goodbye to our Asheville folks. And,
Bye.
I think they
Bye,
already
my
faded us
hometown. I
out.
love you. I miss you.
But don't worry, guys, we're not really going anywhere. We just we have a 1 hour radio version of our show, which is very exciting. So
It's great.
So now we get to talk about whatever we want and swear and talk about money and
well, we should tell them about our giveaway.
we
Alice.
should, in fact,
Definitely.
yes, this would be a good time. So we are, as you guys may know, so happy to be sponsored by a wonderful company called Cordial Cables USA. And as we told Karen and Stowe, we're going to be giving them a premium instrument cable from Cordial, which is a really
Right.
nice feature of Inside Live, and they've been so generous to us. And tonight we are doing another giveaway for another audience member to take home a cable, either a mic cable or an instrument cable, and a t-shirt from Cordial. So we picked a number between 1 and 100, and if you guys just want to put your guesses of that number in the chat on YouTube or Facebook, Brandon's going to keep an eye on the numbers. He knows what number we chose, and we'll announce the winner a little bit later on.
So you'll get a cable and a t-shirt. You can get a 10-foot or a 20-foot guitar cable or a mic cable. These cables, by the way, they have a lifetime guarantee. You guys know that, cables break, they go bad. These don't, and if they do, they'll replace it. So literally, it's the only cable you'll ever need, and it's also, the sound is really excellent. They're made of like just about 100% copper.
They're
a wonderful company.
Wow.
Really
So
nice. Yeah.
I'm happy to give you guys one, and for the lucky winner, as well as a T-shirt.
That you
it's
can
really
share.
cool
You guys
t-shirt.
can
You
get
guys
a really
can't wear
big
this-
one, and you can just both put your
Yeah.
heads
Get
through.
the extra large, two-headed one.
Not that
Good
close.
idea.
Two-headed T-shirt. There we go.
Oh my goodness. Wow, what do we do now?
Well, let's see. I think it's time for you to play a song.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Boy.
I'll get the
So put the one with all the swear words in it, Alice.
I know, yeah. Let me pull out my yeah.
Right.
Gosh, I do have a foul mouth sometimes. I have to rein it in. I've gotten pretty good about, not doing it on stage, but sometimes I shock myself.
Yeah.
That's that 1/16 Irish, Alice.
Yes, thank you, Brandon. That's right. I love when Brandon comes in, the voice of God. He's just
Yeah.
all powerful. It's so comforting to know you're there, Brandon. Oh, I want to mention to folks also, many of you have already listened, but I do have a brand new single out that just came out last Friday. It's my version of Joni Mitchell's song, A Case of You. It was produced by Freebo. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and thank you all for your wonderful comments about the song. And Brandon's going to put a link in the chat where if you haven't listened to it yet, you can find it on any streaming site of your choice. It's digital only. You can listen on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Bandcamp. And if you do listen on Spotify, I'd love if you would click that little heart and save the song, because that helps me in the Spotify algorithm. And that's apparently what my life is about now. So gotta have some humor, I guess. It's the only way. But yeah, I'd love for you guys to check that out. And it's fun releasing singles. I gotta say, it's kind of giving me, it's like very energizing to have some music to work on in the studio without like the pressure of a full length record. It's fun. Recommend it. So what should I play?
I don't know. I might play one of your lovely songs.
Okay, I know what I'll do.
What are you going to do?
Oh, let's do Still on My Mind.
Okay. All right.
This is a song that I began writing. Oh, this is appropriate, actually. At my family's place in Stowe,
Vermont.
I've been spending a lot of time in Vermont all my life. It's my favorite place to be. We have a little cabin that has no electricity, and it's really beautiful. It's where I do a lot of my best thinking.
And this was also the first song you wrote after I showed you the partial capo thing.
Actually, that was Twilight.
Oh, it was Twilight. This is the second one then.
It was the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this song is from my most recent record. Sorry. Still on my mind. Nope. I'm sorry. It's that coming out of Dadgad is tough. Don't just sit there quietly.
Well, we couldn't say in the radio, but while Alice is getting guitar together, we do this show for free, but we ultimately do depend on your donations. We appreciate them. We split it between us and our special guests.
And our charity of the month, which is Planned
Charity of the
Parenthood.
Month, Planned Parenthood being Women's History Month. And we really appreciate it. If you're enjoying the show, you don't have to give a whole lot, but, PayPal, Venmo, we really would appreciate it. Believe it or not, this is how we make our living, especially in days of COVID when we can't tour. So if you want to help support us, we'd appreciate that very much. I have a Patreon page. Alice has a Patreon page. I don't know if Stowe and Karen do. We'll ask them when we come back. But anyway, just thought we'd say that. We can't say that in the radio.
Believe it
We're
or
not
not.
allowed to do that. So I thought I would give that little plug now.
Yeah, if
Okay.
everybody did $5, that would be
It'd be nice.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Rain falling across the water. Mist is rising on the mountainside. Leaves are blooming in the ash tree. Robin's looking for something sweet. Where I'm sitting beneath the eaves, not one drop will find me. A little seedling is breaking through, persistent as the thought of you. looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind, you know. I go walking through the trees, the water dances over stones. The April morning is clean and new, but a breeze has brought the thought of you. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind, you know. I sat down by the riverside, fearing I could drink it dry and still not be satisfied. The banks are full with all this rain, and if they'll overflow, I can't say. The crickets calling in the firelight, and a long and gentle sleep tonight. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind. Yeah, you're still on my mind, you know. You know. It's my mind, you know.
Wow. That was beautiful.
Really beautiful.
Thanks.
You all are a great team.
Yes.
Thanks, likewise. Yeah, Freebo and I wrote that song together. I had never done any co-writing before. I started working with him on my record, and I had all these songs that I was kind of in the process of writing, and I shared, drafts of them with him, and he was like, do you mind if I give you some suggestions? and at first I was like,
Yes, I do mind.
yeah, I was like, what do you mean? My songs are perfect. And then and of course, like as soon as we started to get into that process, which was so new to me, it's kind of a magical experience once you let go and just get into it, because, the other person has a whole different perspective, and they can, what you think is, oh, it's like what I want to say because it's from my heart. And it's like, but what do you actually mean? It's like, good question. I just loved, it was a great experience for me. So, yeah. Well, I want to mention the after party and the fact that we have Harold Payne
Very
joining
special.
us.
Yay. Harold.
I know. We are so lucky to have these 3 artists that are going to be part of the after party this evening. So in about 15 minutes when we end the regular show, we'll take a 5-minute break, and Brandon will put the Zoom meeting ID and passcode in the chat, and you're going to have to manually enter it because we can't share the link on the chat because then we get Zoom hackers and it just...
Zoom hackers.
Because apparently that's a thing now. Yeah. Zoom bombers.
Zoom bombers.
Wow.
So, but we are so excited to have Harold come in and start us off with a couple songs. So,
And for those of you who don't know who Harold Payne is, and certainly Stowe and Karen do, and I do, I've known Harold for many years. Harold has actually been one of the very first supporters of my original music. Just beautifully. I mean, Harold's just a beautiful guy, but he really helps nurture people. And talk about positive, one of the most positive people I've ever met. But I always like to say Harold looks like an encyclopedia or a vacuum cleaner salesman come to your door, but then he opens his mouth and starts to sing. It's like, oh my God, where did that soulful voice come from?
I mean, I just want to say, how do you know there aren't some like dead sexy, like soulful vacuum cleaner salesmen? You know?
Well, and there might well be. I mean, Willie Loman, I don't know. But anyway, Harold is a wonderful songwriter. We've co-written several songs together, including She Loved My Dog More Than Me. But he's a wonderful writer, wonderful singer, very positive person. And for those of you who don't know, he does an improv thing. And we're going to get him to maybe we'll have Karen and Stowe come up with some prompts, and you all out there. But I'm sure Harold will do that. So, we're gonna do a lot of music in the after show.
So join us in the Zoom, and actually you'll be in backstage,
In the Zoom. We can see you.
Keep watching on Facebook or YouTube. But we would love if you would join us if you're not feeling too shy, because then we can actually see you, and it's really fun. I have a question for these two, if I may. I know that Stowe is a best-selling author. Is this true? I read this in your bio. Can you talk about
I don't know who wrote that kind of stuff, but you know.
It doesn't matter. It's there, and so therefore you are.
Yes, actually, in a previous life, it's very hard for me to believe, but I have actually been co-written 5 books, and I never meant to do it, but my wonderful husband.
Oh my gosh, that's the
husband?
second time I've heard that.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I love that.
My husband brought me into that. He got a book deal, and he was like, "Oh my God, they want me to turn this in 3 months, and you have to help me." And I said, "I don't know how to write a book. Everything will rhyme if I'm part of it." But somehow I got into it, and it was fun. It's a different kind of writing, and it's like once you get past the point, you could just go on and on and on. You don't have to keep your sentences
Right.
short.
Yeah.
And so I was very fortunate to do that.
And what
My
is the
favorite
book
book,
about,
Flying-
basically? What are some of the books about? I mean, what?
Well, Peter, he made documentary movies on near-death experiences and angel stories and something else. Which escapes me now. But
Not
anyway,
important.
we wrote books on this stuff, miracles. So it's miracles, angels, and afterlife, basically. So we wrote books on those topics, interviewing people and telling their stories. And then my favorite book that's nearest to my heart is Flying High, which was about my experience of going through stage 3 rectal cancer back beginning in 2008, and which also almost took my life. So that one means a lot to me.
Wow, that's so amazing that you found a way to share that. I'm sure a lot of people have really been inspired and touched by that story.
It's a wonderful book, and it's available on StoweGood.com.
I was going to say, how do people find your music and your book? I mean,
Yeah,
How do they
StoweGood.com
get
has
hold?
all that stuff. And we don't have a Patreon page yet, but there is a donate button up at the top of StoweGood.com. And yes, we appreciate music appreciators
And financial support.
and financial support.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're going to donate to them, you may as well just get one of the albums or book. You may as well get something in return for it,
That's right.
Absolutely.
right? Because you guys have some great records. I mean, they're really wonderfully recorded and just very touching stuff. And, again, funny stuff. You all can see what they do. Yes, I'm patronizing you. Yes. I am.
Thank you.
Should we have some more music?
Yeah. Why don't you guys play another song, and I'll play another song, and then we can get the heck out of here and get into the whole Zoom thing and bring in Harold. And what do y'all want to do?
If we did a track song, we
do it.
We have a very fun track.
We do. We know it's not quite exactly, it's not acoustic music, but it sure is fun. Oh, and listen.
Nobody said, Karen, just had to be acoustic. It's live, and you're singing live, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, then.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Thank you. But pay attention, if you will, because you will hear it like halfway through, maybe. Mm-hmm. You'll hear this very cool percussion stuff going on
In the bridge.
And it's being played on.
It's being played on my father's washboard. My father was a drummer in the big band era. And later in life, he started playing the washboard, and it has a cowbell and a wood block and a little splash cymbal, and
Very
he played it with
authentic.
knives. And this drummer, I brought it into the studio, and this drummer just played the crap out of it on this song. We just love it.
Yay.
So here it is.
Sometimes you just got to be a little lighter about this getting older stuff.
1, 2, come on, shoot.
New friends are silver, old friends are gold.
Well, we must be platinum, sisters of the soul. It's quite amazing all that we've been through. I just can't imagine life without you. And we'll always remember all our grand adventures. Yeah, we'll reminisce in rocking chairs. We'll be friends until we're old and senile. Then we'll be new friends.
Hey, Stowe, maybe we'll be neighbors. And you can live next door.
And we'll go out to dinner every night at 4. Our boyfriends will be youngsters in their early 70s. Quite a pair of cougars, yeah, that's you and me. And we'll always remember all our grand adventures. Yeah, we'll reminisce in rocking chairs. We'll be friends until we're old and senile. Then we'll be new friends. Here's the washboard. A friend like you is a gem to treasure. Now more than ever, I suppose. 'Cause you know life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer to the end, the faster it goes. And we'll always remember all our grand adventures. Yeah, we'll reminisce in rocking chairs. We'll be friends until we're old and senile. Then we'll be new friends. New friends. Yeah, we'll be new friends. Hey there, Terry. I think this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. What'd you say, honey? Yeah, we'll be new friends. Aww.
guys.
Thank you.
Every time you sing that tag, I laughed. Every time. It's partly the line. It's partly just your delivery is so, I love it. Thanks for lightening things up for us. I love
You
that.
are welcome.
So we got that tag in a restaurant. It was up on the ceiling. The ceiling was filled with signs, and we saw that and we went, "Oh, let's write that."
That's right, that.
Wow. So I have one question about the prop. So do you save toilet paper rolls?
We save toilet paper.
Till they're almost over, so you can do that and have them run out.
She's one of those people. She saves toilet paper.
I love it.
No, sweetheart, please don't throw it away, Courtney.
So do you
We
guys
need it for the next show.
do you have like a special thing in your setup for a show live when we used to do that, where you have like your toilet paper that has to be on like a special little
Well,
like on your side table?
on the prop table?
Yeah.
Yes, no, it's
We
in
never
our
did it.
rider.
We
It's in
never
our
did it.
rider. Yeah, we have to have red M&Ms and 3/4 of a empty roll of toilet paper.
Single ply, preferably.
Yeah.
and we prefer Charmin, but
Yes.
Yeah, well,
softer the
can't win
better.
everything.
You want the softer, yes.
Yeah. Well,
Freebo, are
what's
you
going to
gonna-
happen? How
Yeah,
are you going to
now-
end it?
What happens?
Yeah.
next?
Well, I'm going to
Wait,
end.
first, I want to announce our winner.
Oh,
Before you play
the
something.
winner. Yeah, well, we got to do that. It's very
Our winner
important.
is a friend of mine, someone who's a patron of mine and has watched the show so many times. Jason Lutmer. Congratulations, Jason.
Yay, Jason.
Yay. He's watching on YouTube. Jason, you know how to find me. We have definitely been in touch, so I will get you the information you need. Congratulations. And thank you to Cordial, and we will do this again next week. By the way, our guest next week is a wonderful young singer-songwriter named Shanna. She goes by Shanna in a Dress. She's hilarious. She's a great songwriter, Kerrville New Folk winner. She's really fun and deep and like all of the above.
And
You guys
she
would love
wears
her.
a dress. She does that.
always
It's
wears a
part
dress.
of her thing.
And so she'll be our guest next week. The following week, the 31st, we've got two wonderful singer-songwriters, Heather May and Chris Matthews. They're going to be performing as a duo that night. So that will be that will be our final show of the month of March, which was all female artists and was really so special that we got to feature all these wonderful women on Inside Live. So stay tuned for the next couple weeks. And then Harold Payne.
Harold will be bringing the men back to the show.
Harold is
Harold will
sensitive.
bring the
He's-
testosterone back.
But
to
he's got a
Inside
nice
Live.
balance, so he's going to ease us
He
back
does.
in.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Freebo, please.
Okay, well, let me take his headphones off so I can hear. And Karen, this is
Take the headphones off so that you can hear.
so that exactly not so
Yeah.
I can hear, so I can hear myself. That's what we have to do. Karen, this is talk about how we come about writing songs. This was a song that I brought to you that did not exist in any way, shape, or form, but I thought I want to write a song about homelessness.
Oh, yes.
I just wanted to come from a place of compassion of the homeless person, and we just kind of started riffing back and forth, and we decided that the song would probably best be written in the first person from the point of view of the homeless person. You came up with just a beautiful melody in the beginning. Da 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 da. Which is really interesting. It's a very happy melody for a very sad song.
Yeah.
And very major in terms of the modality of it, but it really works. And I love the co-writing this. I love the where we both went back and forth with the lyrics. We created two different characters in it, and then we made it universal. But this song has gotten a lot of traction. I've played it at some really nice homeless events. In fact, one of the events was called When There's No Place Like Home,
Wow.
after the song.
Wow.
So, and actually, when Alice and I started working together and presented this song, and decided to turn it into a duet, since there are several different characters. So I don't think you've heard this duet of it, but I'm very proud of this song. I really want to thank you. The song has touched a lot of people.
It's great.
Hold on just one second. I want to put up the little tip screen.
What do we need here?
Oops, you know what? I wanted to see if it would work, but it didn't. Okay, never mind. Just didn't want to do that during your song. Go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you.
Beautiful introduction.
Thank you.
Love this song.
When there's no place like home. I used to be your neighbor, had my job and I had my pride, but they shipped them both to China and it ripped a hole inside.
They took my house last summer. Now I'm hungry, cold, and scared. And I'm wondering, does anybody care? When there's no place like home, and you're out on your own, you feel abandoned and alone. When there's no place like home.
I used to be a hero, the strong, the proud, the few. When duty called, I stood up tall for the red, white, and blue.
But no hero's welcome waited when his damaged soul returned. Uncle Sam don't give a damn, that's what I learned. When there's no place like home, and you're out on your own, you feel abandoned and alone. When there's no place like home. Please don't look right past me. A simple smile could help me make it through. I could be you. If home is where the heart is, then where's the heart supposed to go? When your living room's a cardboard box and your address is Skid Row.
If a man's home is his castle and the place where he is king, what happens when he loses everything? When there's no place like home, and you're out on your own, you feel abandoned and alone. When there's no place like home. When there's no place like home. There's no place like home. Lovely, Alice.
Wow. That was really a very cool version. That was
I
great.
didn't hear that. What
That was
did
a
you say?
very cool version. Freebo.
Yes.
Oh,
Beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
you
you.
too.
Wow.
Well,
Thanks,
I
you
think
two.
This has
Quite
been
welcome.
wonderful. Thank you. I know everybody was just loving it the whole way through. We got so many great comments, and thank you too for being on Inside Live. It's been such a
Thanks.
pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're not done with you yet if you're
Yeah.
not done with us. And,
We're
Right.
going to take a 5-minute break, and just so everybody knows, the Zoom meeting ID and password is in the chat. on Facebook and YouTube. Just look for that comment from, it looks like it's from me. It is from me. It's from Brandon, but it's me.
Yeah.
He's impersonating me, and with my permission. So just join us in the Zoom. If you want to keep watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can, but we would really love to see you in the after party. It's really fun to have you guys in there. So.
And once again, if you're enjoying the show, if you're not enjoying the show and you stay with us, I can't figure you out. But if you are enjoying the show and you stay with us, we really would appreciate you just throwing something in the tip jar, as it were. It would mean a lot to us.
It does.
And it would just be the, it's the whole giving, receiving cycle. So thank you for that.
Thank you guys. And thanks to those who've already done so. And Harold Payne will be here with us in a few minutes. So we'll see you guys in just a few. Okay? We'll be right back.
Bio break. Here we go.
Here we go.
Every night I have the strangest dream. All these ghosts are talking to me. Lay down in my bed and I can hardly sleep. These homeland blues have got a hold of me. Well, I went over to my cousin's house to see if we couldn't figure it out. He said it's plain to see you got them homeland blues. What hope have I got if what you're saying is true? And I got them homeland blues. Don't you know I got them homeland blues? Said I got them homeland blues. Honey, pull over, I got them homeland blues. The sooner I book my ticket, the sooner I'll come running back to you. I asked my mother, do you know what I mean? And she could hardly look up at me. Eyes to her paper and I knew she had them too. Eyes on her coffee and I knew she had them too. Have you ever missed something that you never even had? You're down so low and you feel so bad. That's when you know you got them homeland blues. That's when you know that you got them homeland blues. And I got them homeland blues. Try to tell you I got them homeland blues. Said I got them homeland blues. Honey, pull over, I got them homeland blues. The sooner I book my ticket, the sooner I'll come running back to you. Distracted from the night we had, sat down on the curb, nursing my homeland blues. Down on the curb and I'm nursing my homeland blues. My American soul gets lonely sometimes. I take a walk and it clears my mind, and I hold you tight to shake my homeland blues. Hold on tight just to shake my homeland blues. Then I got them homeland blues. Don't you know I got them homeland blues?
the time, everything was so fine. Cozy, just my baby and me. I was so well fed, I had my breakfast in bed. I was happy as a man can be. Then my buddy called up, had the cutest little pup. I couldn't help but take him in. Ah, little did I know her affection would go to my new little four-legged friend. Now she loves my dog more than me. She loves my dog more than me. I love my dog, and she loves my dog, but she loves my dog more than me. We were lying by the fire, burning with desire, when suddenly, to my chagrin, as the fire got to stoking, came a cold nose a-poking, somewhere it should not have been. I thought she'd shoo him away, but she told him to stay. It kinda took me out of the zone. Now a man's best friend gets a girl.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Welcome to
we back.
the after party. Thanks for joining us. Hi. So the plan for this gathering is we're going to have some more music. We're going to try to get in a few more songs, and then toward the end, we'll see if we have some time for questions, but we definitely want to have Harold Payne do a song or two, and I think he's coming
Where's
in
Harold?
right now. So if you guys would all stay muted for the most part, except to just clap briefly after each song, that would be great, and then we'll let you know when it's time for questions. Hey, Harold.
Hey,
Harold, say hello to Stowe and Karen.
hi, I love the show.
Oh,
And
thank you.
of course, I've seen you all many times and never enough. So
Thank you, Harold. Back at you.
thank you.
Great. Thanks for being here, Harold. We're so excited to have you on.
Sure
My
are.
pleasure.
Why don't we just have you start us off with a song?
Okay, I thought since it's St. Patty's Day, I have a song called Ireland. So, I mean,
Perfect. How could you not?
why not? Actually, this is a song from the standpoint of someone who left their home country and came over here, and they're for economic reasons, but they're sitting in a pub in Boston and dreaming about being back home. So that's kind of the standpoint. I went to the Cavan Song Festival. I was a finalist one year and went back there and had an incredible time. How could you not, in Ireland? And so all of that inspired this song. Could it be that long ago I left you far behind? I never left you in my mind. Land of opportunity, shelter from the cold, feeding my body, not my soul. Oh, Ireland, the pipes are calling your native son. I'll be there when the morning sun comes shining. Oh, Ireland, I hear the sound of your distant drum, like a heartbeat in everyone still pining. I can still remember how you looked the day I left. I thought fought back the tears. I did my best. And I know before I rest, I'll see you once again. Even if it's my ashes in the wind. Oh, Ireland, the pipes are calling your native son. I'll be there when the morning sun comes shining. Oh, Ireland, I hear the sound of your distant drum, like a heartbeat in everyone still pining. And I know before I rest, I'll see you once again. Even if it's my ashes in the wind. Oh, Ireland, the pipes are calling your native son. I'll be there when the morning sun comes shining, shining. Oh, Ireland, hear the sound of your draining drum, like a heartbeat in everyone still pining for Ireland. Ooh, Ireland.
Wow, Harold, I've heard so many of your songs. I never heard that one before, man. When'd you write that?
Wow, it's a long time ago, actually, probably 20 years ago, at least.
Huh. Beautiful.
And say again where the idea came from for you to write that?
Well, it was a combination thing, but I went to Ireland.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I just imagined, because I'd say in the 80s in particular, when the economy wasn't that great in Ireland, I think around that time, and a lot of people came here. Now people are going over there. No, just kidding.
Right.
But anyway, and it just I imagined somebody, sitting there, being here and wishing they were back home, and it just, I don't know. There's such a deep Irish lore and so much poetry and music involved in it. It just, so I just pictured the passion of a person longing to be back home, and that's kind of where it came from. But
You
having
really went
visited.
Yeah, you really just inhabited that. It's really, really beautiful. I admire when songwriters do that. Really get into another voice.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. Stowe?
Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
So
Karen?
you all know each other, right? This is like a little reunion.
Yeah.
It is. Well, we know each other from the posse world, but before we talk about that, you guys have a song that maybe you can follow that with?
Ah,
Doesn't have to be
we could do
about
our song
Ireland
about
or
Spain.
Switzerland or any other land for that matter.
Switzerland.
Oh, Tennessee.
Nashville, Asheville.
Wash it down with Hennessy.
Oh, there he goes. Can't help himself.
I cannot imagine how this song would tie in.
That's where
That
real
one.
art comes in.
Well,
Oh yes,
in
I
that,
know.
in that case, do you have a song that won't tie in at all to Harold's
Yes.
song that you?
I know,
like to
I
share
thought
with
You
us?
know?
Yes, haven't you always felt that Harold Payne was somebody who like stood his ground and
Yes, absolutely.
yes,
Totally stands his ground. That's what I think of when I think of Harold.
Well,
There's
he's
a man
sitting
who
down right
stands
now,
his ground,
though.
Yes.
But yeah.
Sits his ground, stands it,
Sits
kneels
his
it,
ground.
whatever.
I mean, I think
Kisses the
of
ground sometimes.
I think of Harold Payne as somebody who would not stand for bullies in his life. You know,
Right. You know,
Absolutely.
like
That's what I think of when I think of Harold
Me
as
too.
well. Yes.
Me too.
in this life, we run into bullies, right? You know, we've
Yes.
got they're like they could be in school or the workplace, and you got your religious bullies, and then you might even have bullies in your family. And you know, this song was kind of just born in a moment of frustration for me when I felt like people were trying to tell me how to live my life. So it's a song about holding your own, little empowerment.
yeah.
Woe to the one who's got all the answers. Woe to the one who's got no woes. The world must rise to your high standards and close its eyes to what you oppose. Who are you to tell me my business? What I do ain't none of yours. And Lord, over me with your unforgiveness. I could eat two shoes, always keeping score. When it comes to me, it ain't up to you to choose. I'm happy standing in my own two shoes.
Like Harold Payne.
Tell me, how'd you get so high and mighty? A self-proclaimed keeper of the souls. It's your way or the hell way. Well, alrighty. But where I'm going, God only knows. There's not much good in what you're selling as good news. I'm happy standing in my own two shoes. Yeah. Walk it out now. I thank you for your kind opinions, but you can't keep them to yourself. I'm not blind like your many minions. Go on and pick on somebody else.
Tell 'em.
From time to time, you know I just might sing the blues. I'm happy standing in my own two shoes. When it comes to me,
There's that bluesy element in there.
That was great. If the audience is allowed to chip in, you girls just blew my mind.
Yes.
Hi,
Amen.
Freebo.
Thank you. Hi. We're so glad to have you all with us tonight.
Yes.
In Israel.
Israel?
Well,
Yeah.
I know that
Oh my goodness.
Hakmoni is there from Israel.
What time is it there right now?
No, I'm not. I moved back to the
Oh.
States. Freebo played with me in Israel.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
You don't remember? You rocked it out.
אני
You
חושב
played
שאת
bass with
יפה.
me on stage in my rock and roll band. You don't remember? And then you played in my house with Betty, my also you gave homework to on the bass, and she never forgot you because you made her a better bass player.
Oh, wow, that's great.
That's what he does. He
Yeah,
goes
wow.
around the world making
Yeah.
people better bass players.
That's
Yofi.
my mission. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Libby. And Hakmoni, thanks for joining us. And I see so many friends here. Thank you for joining
nice
us.
to
Really,
see you all.
Lucia from New Jersey, Anita from New Jersey,
and Charlie, nice to see you all.
Yeah, and Brian from Just Plain Folks, and Brian had mentioned about that Harold had won male songwriter or male
Artist
of the year.
Yeah,
and that was nice. And thank you. And I got an award that I wasn't even aware of, best funk song, best funk song of the year from Funk Up the Folk. So that was kind of cool. I have a song that I would like to follow up with what you guys just did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the last song that I want to share that you and I wrote together, Karen.
Oh
and,
my.
And this came about. We got together to write, and what very often happens is what are we going to write about? I don't know. And you said, well, I was thinking I want to write a song with when your GPS kind of tells you, it goes like recalculate. I want to do the song about something about recalculate. I went, okay, all right. So is that going to be the chorus? Recalculate, recalculation, and my imagination. Now let's see, where are we going to go with that? And we went to a completely different place, and we put in recalculate in the middle of the song. So, Alice, you want to play a little bit of bass on this?
sure.
It's another one where I gave Alice a couple pointers on the old one note at a time philosophy playing the bass. Stowe, just in case when you do take up the bass, here's what you got to remember about the bass.
Okay.
It's one note at a time, but it's the right note at the right time for the right reason with full intention.
Oh wow.
That's what playing the bass is all about.
Cool.
I think, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you
Good advice.
Deep, huh? Isn't that deep?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a
so
life
this is
philosophy.
it is a kind of a good one note at a time. I like it. Hey, well, there's a song. You ready, Alice?
Oof.
So what we came up with, because this kind of follows with, following your heart, I'm going to do it my way, don't tell me what to do. And in that case, we all have a personal GPS, an inner guidance system that tells us what to do, where to go, when to do it, how to do it. And don't tell me what to do, I'm going to follow my GPS. Go like this. Ready, Alice?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Let me tell you about my angel, the one you never see, my everyday companion, living deep inside of me. She guides me through the trenches, she gets me out of every mess. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Well, she leads me on my journey, she leads me to the goal. She's always on the money, never leaves me in the cold. And every time I listen, I wind up being truly blessed. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS.
I'm at the fork in the road, I gotta make a choice. So much going on, I don't heed her voice. So I make a wrong turn, I'm feeling lost and afraid. Then I hear my angel calling, recalculate. Well, I gotta pay attention, this is powerful stuff. I gotta turn it on and I gotta turn it up. 'Cause every time I do it, you know I'm guaranteed success. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Play it, boy.
All right.
Well, I'm floating lost and lonely. I'm drifting in the dark. Will I ever find a harbor? I don't see it on the chart. With some saying no, someone else is whispering yes, yes, yes. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Yeah, she is. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, crystal clear and never muddy. She's my Watson, she's my tunnel, never tardy, always pronto. She's my Sherpa, she's my guide, never runs and never hides. Truly awesome, she's the best. She's my personal GPS, my personal GPS. She's my personal GPS. I say she my personal GPS. Yes, yes.
Yes, Fretless.
That is way fun.
That is fun. I love it. Freebo,
Wow.
can we do? I want to do something with recalculating.
Did you say that? I love
Yeah, that's how it started. I don't know if you remember that, but
I haven't heard that song in a long time. I love that. That's great.
it's pretty simple. It's just a blues tune.
It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Hey, there's one, Deanna, do you want to say hi? Because I know she said she wanted to say hi. She's a friend from Posy. Can you mute yourself? Unmute yourself now, Deanna? Is it working? Are you able to?
Is this Deanna in Orange?
This is Deanna in Orange. Hey, girls.
Hi.
I'm back.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, she ain't done yet.
Hi.
Yay.
I've thrown 2020 behind me and I'm ready to go.
All right.
Cool.
Good to see you, sweetie.
Thanks for coming, Deanna. Nice to see you. And I know another Deb, I think you were a big fan of theirs too. I saw your name in the chat.
Hi,
nice
Deb.
to see you.
And I saw Deb singing along with the song
Yes,
too. earlier.
yes.
Yeah.
And I see Jason and Sharon, and I see Hakmoni, who I think is
Hakmoni's
actually
from
in
Israel.
Israel.
Yeah. It's late there,
Carolyn.
man. Was it 4 a.m? Thank you, Hakmoni, for being Nancy Emmerich, her friend from
Yes,
originally from
Nancy.
Chicago, and now from not Dubuque. Where is it? Exactly in
She
Iowa.
is in. Wait, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh my gosh. Iowa.
Cedar
Mount
Rapids.
Vernon.
Cedar-
Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Iowa. I got it.
Hosted us for a couple house concerts, and
Yep.
yeah.
You know,
Hey
Carolyn's-
girls, hey, how you doing?
Hey, Deb.
Is it just me or is their video off?
What happened to your video?
Well,
Yeah,
we don't
Stowe?
know.
I don't know. Oh, no.
I think you turned it off by mistake.
No,
No?
we keep trying to turn it
Oh,
on and it
no.
won't come on.
Oh, well.
Hey,
But
Oh,
We're here.
yes,
let me.
Brandon.
it appears
Brandon's
your
gonna see if he
your
can help you
camera
out.
appears to be disconnected because it doesn't even have the
Oh.
option for me to tell you to turn your video on. So
Oh.
I mean, we know what you look like, but we want to
Yeah.
see you.
Well, just know we're here.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Alright.
good to see you. Loving it. 4:45 comes off early, so I'm not going to hang around too much
Okay.
longer because I'm on the
Alright.
East Coast.
Good
But
to see you, Deb.
you know, I'm singing along every time.
Oh,
Yes.
Thank you, Deb.
Thanks.
That's great.
Cool. Thanks.
Love you,
Deb.
ladies. Catch
Love
you
you
later.
back.
Well, I have an idea.
Yes?
I would like to request Mr. Harold Payne to do an improv,
I would like that too.
Oh, yeah.
and let's see, how can we get some prompts? You have any ideas on how we get some prompts, Alice? What should we have? Maybe
What's
Karen
the
and
method
stuff?
usually? Like, what does Harold do for
Well,
this? How
somebody
does
just
he?
he takes titles. He'll tell you what.
Do we
but
need
I'm-
like a location and a?
Nope.
No. What do we need?
The
No,
best
Harold,
way
why
How
to-
does it-
why
how
don't you
does it
take it
work?
over? Just
This is where you, the audience, gets a chance to inspire this next song, merely by giving me a song title, any title you wish. Not something that's been done before, something you made up yourself, and I'm going to make up a song right here on the spot, risking my reputation for your entertainment. So you can put a title in the chat, or if you want to have our exalted, tag team guests, to submit something that might be easier. And I swear we have not,
we have not.
we have not planned this in any way.
Okay.
I would suggest that, Harold, to have Stowe and Karen each come up with a title of some sort or a phrase, and have you make the song out of that. How's that?
Okay, just don't use up any of their really good stuff.
All our stuff is good. I mean,
I know. That's why it's hard.
Ooh,
You got anything?
so exciting.
Well,
Post-it note.
host.
All right,
Post-it note. That's a
Post-it
good one.
notes.
Hey,
Okay.
Hey, so while Harold's playing this song, I might recommend leaving and closing Zoom down and re-signing back in. I'll keep an eye out for you,
Okay.
but that might
Oh.
just
We've
fix
tried
whatever
everything
happened.
But
okay?
we can't miss his song.
Well, you can wait till the end of the song, but that might be good before your next song, so at least we can see
Okay.
it. Okay.
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 Yeah.
Take it,
So
Harold.
what's the other one? So post-it
Post-it
notes.
note
What's the other one?
Your biggest fan.
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh, I love that.
Oh, we
Those
did
are
have a
great.
good one, I think, on Facebook from somebody said, "I made it through the darkness." That's not bad. Thought that might be a pretty good one just to throw in there.
Okay.
All right. You get three choices there, Harold.
All right. Post-it notes. I'm your your biggest fan, or I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest
Your
fan.
biggest fan.
Your
Post-it
biggest
notes.
fan.
I'm your
However you
biggest
wanna use
fan,
it.
However
and
you-
made it through the darkness. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And you guys can choose. Why don't you guys choose the musical style? Rock, reggae, blues, country, bossa nova.
Oh my goodness.
Singer's
I
choice.
want. Can I have reggae? Can
Sure.
we have reggae?
Sure.
Excellent choice.
Let's see. How come everything is so easy to forget? It seems I would let myself find a way to remember the things I need to do. And thank you, Stowe, for coming through. I look at my post-it notes, and that's when I'm feeling my oats. And no one's gonna get my goat, no. I got my post-it notes. Sometimes I forget who's watching my shows, and I want them to know how much I care about the fact that they came. Some of them have showed up through the darkness some way. Some even came out in the rain. And I want you to know I understand what it takes for you to be my biggest fan. I'll do my best to remember you, even as I'm singing from my throat. I'll put your name on post-it notes. Sometimes it's hard to sing from 3 titles and not somehow come unbridled, but inspired by your smiling faces, I'm off to the races, trying to remember all the things I said before. They're hard to ignore when you got your post-it notes right in front of you. Ooh. Got my post-it notes, send them out to you.
All right, Harold.
Somehow it kind of went from a reggae to a shuffle, but
It did, yeah.
We noticed.
I love it.
You know, well, there was 3 different songs, so I had to come up with more than one melody. You know, one groove.
3 different post-it notes in 3 different places.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. How do you have the bravery? How do you let it just fly, Harold? How do you do that?
Well, you know, it's about trust. I actually did a TEDx talk called Preparing for Spontaneity, where it's just a little 6-minute talk where I talked about how I learned to improvise. It started with forgetting lyrics and coming up with my own, and there's that benign, what I call benign precariousness of the hyper focus that comes when you have to do it. You know, when someone says go and you're on, it really is a hyper focused moment, and everything else is cleared out of the way. And to me, it's experience becomes confidence, becomes trust. It's like walking out on a plank and keeps walking and walking until it becomes a bridge to trust. So that's what it's all about for me.
Sounds like we should watch your TED Talk. That is so cool. Really beautifully put.
Where can we find
Where
that?
can we find that?
Just go for on YouTube and put Preparing for Spontaneity.
Preparing
and
for
it's probably
Spontaneity.
the first 1 or 2 that'll come up, or my name or whatever.
Cool. Someone had another title in the chat that I thought was pretty funny. Irish Grandma's Blues. That's for another day. Nice one, Carolyn. I like that. Should we...
Do you want to do a song while we wait
before
for Stowe?
Oh, sure.
And Karen to come back. They're
Okay.
still trying to connect the audio here.
Let's see. Maybe I'll do...
What do you want to do?
Oh, I think
Looks like they're back. Looks like they're back.
Oh, good.
Just so you
So
know.
how about we're going to have Alice do a song and then have you guys do a song, okay?
Yes.
Now that you're back and we can see your lovely faces.
Great.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys fixed it. By the way, you two, your background is just beautiful.
It really is.
It's
Thank you.
stunning. It's like, it's so beautifully lit. I'm like, I need tips from you two.
The
gonna
foreground
call
is
you up.
looking pretty good too, by the way.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Woo!
Harold, you were great.
That was an amazing song.
We love that.
Thank you.
I like that as a pickup line. Your foreground is looking really good. And
Yeah.
No, I never knew
Harold,
that
they're
the
looking
best pickup line was that you'd ever use was the, "Hey, nice mask." You know.
I hope the bottom half of your face looks the way I think it's going to.
Oh yeah, that's much better. See, that's what improv is about.
There you go.
Yep. Well, I'll do a song that I did not write, but it feels like a good after party song. Let's do Bring It On Home, Freebo. It's been a while.
That's pretty simple.
Simple?
I'd love you to do one of your originals.
What do you want me to do?
One of your originals.
Like what?
Well, there's
God, he's so
many
demanding.
good ones.
Okay. Fine. In that case, I guess I will not do Bring It On Home. Wanted to do it because it's simple, Freebo.
It is simple.
Let's not do the bridge because we're not really ready to do it. Right? Here's a new song. June is a dream, I've had it before. The sweet summer breeze coming through my screen door. Don't wake me up, I'll be begging for more. I'll always
always let you in. Pieces of fate fall into my hands. What we did that night wasn't part of my plan. Hard to accept when you don't understand, but I learned not to feel ashamed. You can run, you can hide, but it don't give a damn for your pride. Oh, I'm a happy fool, and love has no rules. I didn't know I needed you this bad. Wasn't fully aware of the thirst I had. Now that I know, baby, I can't go back. I'll never be the same. You can run, you can hide, but it don't give a damn for your pride. Oh, I'm a happy fool, and love has no rules. I know that one day we'll be out of time. I could count all the days left before the goodbye. Nobody knows it better than I, but I don't want to live that way. You can run, you can hide, but it don't give a damn for your pride. Oh, I'm a happy fool, and love has no rules. Ooh, no rules, no Thanks, everybody.
That was nice, Alice.
Thank you.
That voice. Oh my God.
Thank you so much. That song is one of the ones that I've just been working on lately, and that Freebo and I actually wrote a bridge together that I haven't quite learned how to play. So tune in next week and I will add the bridge. Got to keep you guys coming back for more just adding verses and bridges as we go along here. Thanks, everybody. Well,
Karen and Stowe, let's hear another song.
Please.
Oh boy. Okay. This song has been on so many sets of ours, and then it's the one I keep pushing to the bottom, because I don't know that we've ever actually done it in a concert, but we're going to do it tonight. So I am probably the only person that has a sibling issue. No, I'm not, right? No, it's like no matter how long we've been alive, that stuff stays with us. So the only things that I want you to know about, my sister Bonnie is 2.5 years older than I am. And my mother used to tell me about how I would go chasing after her. Please play with me, Bonnie, please play. And she would turn around and kick me in the shins. And I feel like that's been happening for 70 years now. And the other thing I want you to know, so the song will make sense, is she was a beautiful ballerina. I tried following in her footsteps, And I didn't have the body or the talent. I think those are the only things. You think?
I think so.
Okay. Here we go. Pointed toe, pirouette. You dance so gracefully. Raven hair, statuesque. All I wanted to be, but you never knew how I worshipped you. Oh, the tears I've cried. I've spent my whole life running after you. I was always running after you. Maybe that's what I was born to do. Running after you. Just a kid, your baby sis. I prayed you could pretend that I was cool. How I wished I could be your friend, but you couldn't see all you meant to me. Day after day, you were always walking away, and I was running after you. I was always running after you. Maybe that's what I was born to do. Running after you. After all this life I've lived, you'd think that I'd have changed, but I'm still reaching out for you, and you still dance away. It's more than all the memories, more than the blood we share. Sisters are forever, so forever I will be there, running after you. Here I am still running after you. Maybe that's what I was born to do. Running, running, running after you. All my life I'm running after you. Maybe that's what I was born to do. Running after you. Running after you. After you. Years gone by, we're slowing down. Maybe someday you'll turn around.
Wow.
That was so emotional.
Wow.
That one,
After
that
hearing
one
that,
really hit me.
I'm glad I hate my brothers.
Oh.
Oh.
You guys really, you talk about the elephant in the room.
Sure. That's really, I feel like everyone with a sibling can relate to some of that in some way, whether it's like real acrimonious or just like there's just that relationship is just, it's a heavy one.
You know, the sweetest thing that's ever happened, we did that song at a women's retreat that we were facilitating. And the next day, we had 2 different women come up to us and tell us that they had reached out to their younger sister overnight because they had no idea what it might look like from the other sister's viewpoint. That was very sweet.
Wow, that's empowering, huh?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
As the little sister, I thank you for that.
Yeah.
Well, and as a little brother too, I mean, I'm, always going to be my older brother's younger brother. He's always going to know more than me.
Right.
It's funny. It never changes.
It never changes.
Like I have an older brother too, and there is just always that tension and like the love and the looking up to and the, it's fascinating.
Except for Harold Payne, whose family just seems to be so incredibly
No, I know Harold Payne's brother. Harold Payne's brother, I got to do the most amazing yoga class. Your brother is amazing. What is his book and his program? It's yoga for...
Well, he's got several. His latest one is Yoga Over 50, which is, just got a full page spread in AARP.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
That's so
and
cool.
it's sponsored by them. So yeah, he's the guy. But yeah, I'm fortunate in that song doesn't apply other than just the bond that's part of that,
Yeah.
Fortunately, I have 3 siblings that I'm close to.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And that is unusual, I think it's a testament to all of you, obviously, and a testament to your mom, who recently passed, but I mean, there's got to be some good parenting in there that found a way to, to not choose one over the other and to just really keep it all together.
And you can be close. I mean, my brother and I are really close, but there's still that, like, you can be close and still have moments of like, wait a minute, you can't tell me what to do, that like loving, just like, hold on a second, it's interesting. Yeah.
Well, we thought maybe what we'd do would, maybe we'd have a few questions for either Stowe and Karen or Harold or us, most likely for them, but just a couple questions, and then we'll have Harold take us out with a song, if that's okay. Would you be up for that, Harold?
Sure, whatever. I think they want to talk to you guys because it's your show.
Well,
and I'll be on another time.
You never know.
Maybe.
You never know.
Just so you know, Harold will be on 3 weeks from tonight on April 6th or 7th, is it?
I don't know.
It's the first Wednesday in April.
You booked him.
I think it's the 7th.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You booked him.
I did book him. Not like in the police.
It is the
lineup
7th. It is
It's
the
the
7th.
The 7th. Yeah.
April 7th.
Thank you,
Yeah, Harold will be
Brandon, the omnipotent.
Almighty
omniscient one.
Brandon.
Yeah, almighty.
Happy to help, guys.
So raise your hand if you have a question for anybody or a comment. Don't all raise your hand at once now.
Thomas.
Good evening, everybody. Hey, Harold and StoweGood, thank you. I really enjoyed it. Freebo and Alice, thank you for turning me on to these other musicians or performers. It's really opening up a lot for me. So thank you. And Harold, you were wonderful. That whatever you call that, the spontaneity.
Improv.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is awesome. And it's awesome. And StoweGood. All your songs tonight I really enjoyed. But that last song about the mean sister, oh my God.
Oh, no.
And I really love my brothers. That was a joke, actually.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So just listen, I'm going to look at you all, but thank you. This is wonderful. And Freebo, I just have to tell you, I've been tracing down Bonnie Raitt. I found a live performance from 1972 at Ultrasonic Studios on Long Island with Lowell George.
Yeah.
And John Hammond.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember it, but you remember?
Well, I first of all, I've seen or I've heard that recording a lot, but I actually do remember it Believe
Amazing.
it or not. There are certain things that I do remember, not just my old age, but in my old. I was a stoner back then, okay, but believe it, but I totally remember that, and it was a great show. And that recording is it was from WLIR in Long Island.
It was growing up. LIR was our station, right, in the 70s, right? That concert was a couple of years before me, right? But it was one of the best pieces of music I've heard in my life. I listened to it about 5 times already. It's on
Thomas,
YouTube.
yeah, where can you put
I'll
the
try
link?
to.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I
someone
sent
was
it to
asking.
you, Freebo. I don't know if you got it, but it's on YouTube. It's live at Ultrasonic Studios, Bonnie Raitt, and she talks about Freebo driving up, and they were all stoned. Oh, and she made a classic comment that night about it's hard to tune your guitar when you're stoned, right? And then there's something else she said. Can we get a little blue here?
Yeah, we can do that. We never go in here. We're not on radio anymore.
All right. Well, the funny part is someone said, and this is probably what Freebo remembers, there was an after party or something, and she said it was a private after party, and there was someone doing a review of it, and he said, oh, he wrote in the comments on YouTube, I was there, and he said that Bonnie said, you could only show your face at this party if I've already sat on it. Alice, I apologize. Alice, you're too young for this.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what you're talking about.
Except that Junior Wells said a very similar thing.
I know, that's why I'm like, this seems to keep coming back in Bonnie's this is like mythology.
What did Junior say?
He said he was on stage and he said, he was like, Bonnie, as long as I got a face, you got a place to sit.
Oh, God.
Okay, this show is just.
My friend wrote that
Thank you,
song.
Thomas.
This is coming from a woman, so this is not misogynist.
Really coming off the rails, guys. Really coming off the rails.
Yeah.
I want to answer one question that's in the chat. Lucia, I'm glad you guys listened to my version of A Case of You, and thank you. And it's actually me playing acoustic guitar. She had asked who's playing guitar on the track. It's me on acoustic, and Freebo's playing his electric baritone. So it's just the two of us. And a drummer.
And bass and a drummer.
Yeah. So we made it work. We pretended to be the whole band. Well, Freebo pretended to be the whole band.
We were the whole band. It worked.
Does anyone else?
I would actually like Brian, who has a wonderful organization called Just Plain Folks. Brian, would you just we unmute Brian and just tell the folks just a little bit about Just Plain Folks? It's an amazing organization and just what you do and how they can get a hold or be involved in that.
Thank you. Thank you guys. What a great night of music, and I've heard a lot. I think I broke my 25,000th different live performer last year. Wow. So I've seen a lot of people in a lot of places over a lot of years. And this was as enjoyable as anything tonight. So thank you so much. Harold tipped me off to what was going on. So I'm like, I got to go check this out. So that was fantastic. It's funny because back in the 90s, I played in a band with Karen's cousin. And I don't think she probably knows that, but it's a small world.
Which cousin?
He's passed away, unfortunately. Michael
Lerner? Oh, my God.
Michael Ian Lerner and me, we played for about 4 years up in Chicago. And toured around,
Cool.
Yeah. So, and I've met you before at Taxi, I think. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for letting me peep in here. Just Plain Folks is a music organization I started back in college 36 years ago. And it's a free organization. We've got 89,000 musicians on our email list. And what we've done for many years is tour around the country, set up shows in towns, and anybody who's an artist or part of the community can come out, play a song. It's sort of like an open mic, but it's a little more organized. And a lot of times you guys are all so busy doing your own thing that I can say, hey, put the brakes on for a night, come out and meet everybody else in town that you've heard about, but you haven't met yet. And I started doing all this as a hobby on the side. And then in the after I got out of that band, actually, I started doing it full time. And Harold was one of the first people that I met out in LA, was very welcoming and introduced me to a lot of people, and Freebo, including Freebo. Freebo made me a lunch that my wife still talks about that day. You've probably forgotten all about it, Freebo. But
what did he make?
It was some sort of a light vegan sort of thing. It was great. I don't even remember what it was. My wife's like, "Oh, we got to go back out and see Freebo, see if he'll make us lunch again." But the great thing about what we do is we bring people together, and it's been a difficult year because we haven't been able to get out and be amongst everybody. We do a music awards, which is pretty gigantic. Both Harold and Freebo both won awards this year, and we've been doing that for over 20 years. We had 17,000 albums entered. The Grammys consider about 1,000 a year, so it's gigantic in scope. And so we want to bring positive attention to people that, the songs I heard tonight, it's like, I know some of them have reached wider audiences, but wow, that new song you played tonight just blew me away, by the way. I can't wait to hear the finished version of it. That was my favorite song of the night, and a night full of great songs. So I can't wait to hear the rest of that.
Which one is that, Brian?
The one that you played that you didn't play the bridge on, that you said was a new song. I love that song. You just grabbed me and like pulled me in, and the melody was so haunting.
Thank you.
But anyway, so Just Plain Folks is free. We have a Facebook group. We have a message board up at justplainfolks.org. We got a new website that's being built as we speak. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. We just launched a YouTube channel of our own, and I'm hoping to interview a lot of you guys on that. I'm already set up to talk to Harold this week, and Freebo, and any of you who would be willing to come on and talk to us about your career.
Sure.
And
please count us in.
Yeah.
We want to populate it with as much artists as we can. And also, if you guys are doing shows or you have anything that you want to share to the channel, we'll post it just to give it more exposure. So
that'd be great. And Karen and Stowe, you should definitely submit some songs. I mean, how many categories do you have, Brian?
We had just this most recent one, which was a small year for us, actually, was 75 album categories and 65 song categories, populated by a lot of artists from we had members from 85 countries in this particular awards.
Wow.
We had winners from every continent. It's funny because I spent a week doing radio and TV interviews in Taiwan, a country I've never been to, and in languages they translated my words. But so we actually get a lot of attention in India and Taiwan and over in Europe. We don't get as much attention here, but I've learned to deal with that over the years. Independent artists aren't as sexy here as they are in other places around the world, which you guys all know. And so yeah, I've been doing it for a long time, and I'd love to have anybody's involvement. Anybody's watching this, it's justplainfolks.org, or you can find us on Facebook by looking at Facebook/justplainfolks. YouTube is YouTube/justplainfolks. So
great.
Cool. We'd love to have you. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, of course, and thank you for what you do, Brian. And I mean, basically, it's kind of like, I don't want to say a poor man's Grammys, but like Just Plain Folks. I mean, it's like an everyman, just an everyman's Grammys.
I'll say something as politically nice as I can say it. Our music awards require every song to be heard by everybody who votes. So you can't just look at a list of names and vote. So you can make of that as what you'd like, but that's something that sets us apart from every other large awards that I'm aware of.
To mention the size.
Great. What's that, Harold?
Not to mention the size. How many songs?
230,000 songs this year. We had 565,000 songs the time before.
Gosh.
And we spend years. It takes us multiple years to get through it all. We had 10,000 volunteer judges. The last time we did it this time was 4,000 volunteer judges. We use music industry professionals. We use music fans, and we use other artists and peers to help judge it. And you got to listen to all the music that you vote on. So people literally donated thousands of hours over the course of 2 years to judge it all.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, it's a wonderful thing you do, Brian. And I mean, I feel so grateful to have been a part of it, and so fortunate to have won something and been nominated several times, and I think Harold turned me on to it initially, and as you've turned me on to so many things, Harold, including the whole Posse thing, where I met Karen and ultimately Stowe. So it's family when it comes down to it, and ultimately, and Alice and I talk about this all the time. It's about good music, and yeah, it's completely subjective. I mean, one person's good music is somebody else's crap. But if I may say so, there's a whole lot of crap on the radio that you hear out there. Melody seems to have been lost. There are no bass lines. Do 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 do.
I was thinking of asking you to play that on every song on my next record, actually.
I can do that, but I won't. So anyway, Brian, we really appreciate that you really are an advocate for good music, for the little guy, for great songs, and it really appreciate what you've done for so many years.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Brian.
Every Wednesday, Brian.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. Yeah. Hi, Lucia.
Charlie.
Hi, Lucia,
Lucia
and Charlie, and
how you
Anita.
doing?
Hi, you guys.
Across the coast. Alice, congratulations on your guitar work.
Oh,
it's magnificent. And Freebo, did you lend Alice your guitar?
Yes.
Did I what?
He did lend me his guitar for a case of you.
Because she.
That's guitar, but those Alice's hands, and we're trying to figure it out, and it's fantastic.
Well, it's a whole step lower, and we realized that she had a hard time hitting the high note, and said, "Why don't you try it on my guitar a step down?" And now she's she was killing it before. Now she's really killing it. So.
But now, weren't you talking about capos earlier tonight? Did you use a capo?
No, there's no
that
capo.
one.
Alice, when did you learn? You learned that a long time ago.
Yeah, I've been playing that song since I was a kid at summer camp. When I think I learned it when I was 13 or something. But without tuning the guitar down, kind of the way that I learned it. And we're talking about Joni Mitchell's song "A Case of You." It's kind of set in this one key. I can't remember what is it. C.
It was C.
It's like you're kind of stuck. The way I learned it, it's like it has to be a certain way. And then so Freebo's guitar opened up this other possibility because he tunes it down. So it let me sing it a little lower, which is actually, Joni sings it even higher than I was doing it. So I was like, whoa, wait, now I can actually sing this song.
So after we heard your Charlie heard it for the first time this morning. And of course, I've heard it on these concerts. I was like, waiting here. And Charlie was like, fell in love with it. And then immediately, and then we played Joni's on YouTube. And Joni Mitchell's a soprano, and you're an alto, right?
Yeah, pretty much, kind of. I feel like I play both teams, but
I love you say mezzo soprano, maybe?
Yeah, that's what my dad used to say that. Yeah,
sopralto.
A sopralto.
Contralto.
I feel like, however, I will say I sort of identify with the altos a little more. Just like
it's a more interesting
vibe,
part.
the alto, identity. I feel more because that's the part that I would be given like in chorus in school or in my a cappella group in college. Soprano is beautiful, but it's like
it's all melody.
It's like the part, and I like being the
More of an alto body experience.
Harold Payne.
Sorry.
I'm so glad you guys like it. Thank you for listening.
I had a question for you. But first, I'd like to say all the music was great tonight. We really enjoyed it. And
thank you, Charlie.
We started to work on doing a herd immunity house concert where 7 out of 10 people have to be vaccinated.
Oh.
So we could start that up.
Careful, no one has to be castrated. You know how it is on the
Unless you want to be a soprano,
Harold, yes.
I was watching you tonight. I think you look like a young Gregory Peck, which is probably why Lucia loves you so much, because that's her favorite actor.
Okay, so no talking about.
But my question was, Alice, what is the process for getting Joni Mitchell's approval to do a cover of one of her songs? I'm really curious about that.
Well, interestingly, you actually don't have to go through Joni Mitchell per se. It's kind of like the process is basically paying for X number of whatever it is that you're going to do. Like you pay for, if you print 1,000 CDs, you pay per song, per CD, like however many versions of it. And that's called like,
mechanical. That
your
would be
mechanical royalty. Or
and
license.
Harold knows. Probably
and I paid,
Harold
in my case,
Karen.
I didn't print CDs, so I paid actually for streams, which is kind of weird. But you like tell a company, like a third party, you tell the publishing company, oh, I'm gonna stream 10,000 or 1,000 or whatever, spins of the song, and then they basically just take your money, and then you're cool as long as you don't use like their recording or something. You can't like go and
you have to have a license for that.
You can't like make a commercial about wine and like put your song in the background of it. You have to like make sure you keep it with
Alice. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I can say something. Can I just ask one follow-up question to that? Have you sent a copy of this CD to Joni Mitchell?
I have not.
Well,
I don't have her address.
Tomorrow, the post office with a personal note. I think it's really important that she hears this, right? Just
I would love that. I would love that.
Right? You can just put it in the mail, one line note, even on an index card, and so please do, because I was thinking about that today. I think
Make it happen, Freebo.
Well, we know a couple people who
know a
Joni,
couple
and
people.
That would be nice. But I was going to say, Lucia and Charlie, that we're going to be on the East Coast this summer at some point, and if you guys want to do that, call it the COVID quarantine.
I love that Freebo started booking our tours during the after party. I love this.
We're going to be there. We'd love to. We'd be passing through New Jersey. We can do a little. We know
We'll
where
call
you live.
Okay. All right. Okay. So these beautiful musicians. I love the blues. And Alice, you nailed it. And Anita, did you see our guest of honor? Anita's
I see
here.
Anita Wise down there.
Yes. We're so glad you guys could be here.
Wife of the great T.J. Tyndall.
Right. Exactly.
Love you guys. Thanks. Thanks for coming in and saying hi, and thank you for the shirt. I'm wearing Lucia's shirt. I stole it from her.
Okay, so I tried to send a chat to you, and I was saying you rock the shirt. So, and everyone's telling me to shut up, so that's what I'm going to do.
We love you, Lucia.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in.
We love you all. Thank you. And I think we're gonna bid you all.
We want to
adieu.
congratulate Jason. That's Jason who won the chord, right?
Yes. Hi, Jason.
Congratulations.
Thanks everybody for coming tonight. Thank you, StoweGood. Thank you, Harold Payne. Thanks everybody for being a part of the after party. We are so grateful for your time and your love and your support.
Karen and Stowe, would you like to say anything to the folks, to us, and say so long? I'm with Alice. This is one of our favorite shows. We loved it. The vibe, the music. You guys are just fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you
Back
for
at ya.
sharing your audience with us. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a whole bunch of people we never would have had a chance to share our music with. So thank you, people.
Yeah.
It's our pleasure.
Excellent, definitely, and theirs, I think, too.
We enjoyed
Yeah,
it. Come visit us on YouTube. That's where we do
Yes.
most of our stuff these days.
What is your YouTube? It's just StoweGood? YouTube?
StoweGood. One word. StoweGood.
Great.
Thanks everybody.
But thank you for having us. Gosh, it was great to hear all of you, and
Great
Absolutely.
to see you and hear
Harold
you.
and Alice, hear you again is just wonderful.
Thanks.
It comes through the computer somehow. I don't know. It's
No,
amazing.
somehow it
Freebo,
does.
it's always good to see you, honey.
Back at you,
It's
definitely.
been too long.
You and your mouth.
Thank you all.
Love that mouth.
Harold, thank you, Harold Payne. We love you, Harold.
We
Thank
love you,
you.
Harold.
Love
You
you back.
definitely got to take us out with a song, man.
Oh,
Okay.
and Harold?
I didn't know if you. I'll make it short.
no.
No,
let's do it.
do the long one. Do the 6 minute Light My Fire version.
Yeah, and yeah,
solos and everything.
Well, you know, since Brian spoke, you know, I'm going to do this. It gave me the reason to do this song. Brian and I and the great Alan O'Day, the late Alan O'Day, wrote this song, and this has always been Brian's theme way before anybody else had it, which is we're all in this together. And we wrote this a number of years ago, and it just seemed like after Brian spoke the song to do. So I hope I remember it. We have a gift. We have a gift we all can use. Born to celebrate the power of the muse. Locked up in our studios, jamming with the band, speaking in one language everybody understands. 'Cause we're all in this together, joined by the words and the music. Yes, we're all in this together, walking in each other's shoes, bonded by a common groove. The passion burns and it won't let go. People try to tell you that it's only rock and roll. The road may keep you hungry, but the music keeps you whole. Singing for your supper, singing for your soul. 'Cause we're all in this together, joined by the words and the music. Yes, we're all in this together, walking in each other's shoes, bonded by a common groove. Spotlight, it's your night, standing on the stage. Daylight, trying to write, but nothing's on the page. They may dim the lights, but your dreams will never fade. 'Cause we're all in this together, joined by the words and the music. Yes, we're all in this together, walking in each other's shoes, bonded by a common groove.
Perfect.
And for those of you who don't know, I'm not sure if Harold said it, but that's Brian's theme. That's the bumper sticker for Just Plain Folks. We're all in this
Love it.
together. So nicely
Great
done,
song,
Harold.
Harold. Thanks for taking us out on
Harold.
that
Yeah.
beautiful note. Thank you, everyone, for a lovely evening. Great to see you all. We'll see you next week at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Tell your friends every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific,
Yeah.
8 o'clock Eastern.
Thanks
we'll
for
be here
your-
with a different special guest, and it'll be unscripted and hopefully be as good as tonight.
Hard one
Thanks.
to live up to.
Love you guys.
Good night.
We
Love you
all.
too.
Bye-bye.
Karen Stowe, thank you so
Karen
much,
and
guys. You're
Stowe.
absolutely
Thank
wonderful.
Thanks,
you.
Harold.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Lahitro.
Bye.